Hey folks, good day. Welcome to my channel. I have an interesting pen today to showcase. This is a click pen, but the interesting part is not that it is a click pen, it is that it is a clickable fountain pen. Now, let's, and it's got a small nib, um, interesting design. It has It's plastic. It's quite, which makes it quite cheap and affordable. Uh, a click pen like this in the fountain pen world would at least cost you 6,000 rupees. The cheapest one that you can get as of date is the Mahjong A1 or the Moonman A1. Uh, it should cost you somewhere close to 6,000 rupees. If you spend a little bit higher, maybe you can get the Platinum Corridas, which is a plastic retractable fountain pen. But a good quality one would cost you somewhere close to 15,000. For example, the Pilot Vanishing Point is like the most recommended and the best one out there. So, but let's take a look at this one. This is quite an affordable option. Affordable and cheap enough to experiment. I got these three colors. This set of three cost me 500 rupees. That's pretty cheap. The brand is Luoshi and the model number is 9967, as you can see here. Okay. Uh, let's take a quick look at the construction here. It's got a grip. It's where you can rest your thumb. Um, let's open this up quickly. It comes with the converter, and the converter is the one that works with the click mechanism. It has a typical setup like you would have on any click ball pen. There's a spring at this end, and to fill ink, you would have to take out this mechanism each time, and then you can use the converter to fill it up. Uh, to put it back in, you will need to align the nib head uh, to the pointed end on this, and yeah, so you can quickly check that out, that it comes out all right, and then you can screw it back on. I have an inked up one here. Let's quickly take a look at it. um, so let's try a writing sample. um, this one is called the Luoshi, model number 9967. I am using Krishna inks, ink name got green. This looks like a fine nib, um, pretty sharp, pretty smooth. Um, nor I'm surprisingly it's quite smooth. At least this one is, and easy to grip, easy to write. It'll be great for some fine writing on some medium quality papers as well. So this is nice. However, there are some practical problems with this, and the first one is that this part, this one, usually retractable fountain pens have a flap that goes around here, and the flap is supposed to close up when you have the fountain pen retracted, and that will prevent up from the ink from drying. So I did have one inked up a little while earlier. um, let's try that out now. um, This does seem to dry up, but sometimes it dries, sometimes it doesn't. You can see that it's fading out if you leave it for a while. This one is Pelican 4001 Violet. As you can see, this one is not writing as smoothly as I expected. This was much darker when I initially inked it up, like you can see here. But if you keep it out for a while, what I notice is that it gets dried up, and then it it takes a while, but it once you write it for a while, it then starts writing back up again. But yeah, so this design is not ideal. It will dry up. So if you're thinking that you can carry it around in your pocket and then open it up, click it up, start writing, I'm not sure that's gonna work. Yeah, there's another problem with this whole nib setup, uh, is that it does not completely retract all the time. I check um, a couple of these, and they all seem to have the same problem, which is that you can see that the nib extends out slightly outside the curved section, which means that if you put it in your pocket, there's a good chance that this can touch your pocket cloth, and you will have a big ink stain on your shirt. Uh, so let's to show you that, let me just take this, and you can see that the nib does make contact with the tissue here, and that's not ideal if you have to carry it around. And then it's built as a pocket pen, but it's not practical in for the for use as a pocket pen. But satisfying click, a good pen to experiment, uh, and it doesn't cost much. So it's a, if you just want a feel of how a retractable fountain pen will be, this is a good choice, but I don't think this is a practical one. They do have a similar model, made in metal. Um, this cost me around 400 for this pen. I noticed that there are some cheaper versions also there, close to around 350. This also has a very interesting nib mechanism that pops out. I'm not sure if you can see this. Huh. So, yeah, quite a small nib. Um, Satisfying click as before. This is much sturdier, but since this one also stays open, I'm not sure if it might be practical. So I'll need to test this out. Once I test it out, I'll probably create another video. But if you just want to experiment and get a feel of this retractable fountain pen, go ahead and try this Luoshi. Uh, uh, I am having fun with it, but it's not practical. And so, thanks, folks. I'll leave a link to the uh, pen in the description below. You guys can check it out.